Hello and welcome to the Vantage tutorial for configuring and calibrating analog outputs. In this tutorial, you will learn how to configure and calibrate analog outputs. The Vantage has 6 4 to 20 mA analog output channels. Each channel can drive up to 600 ohm loads and provides fault monitoring of individual source and return currents. It is important for you to understand how to configure and calibrate analog outputs so you could connect your turbine and external devices to your Vantage controller. To configure analog outputs, you must be logged into the Configure User Level and Configuration Mode. Refer to the Changing User Levels and Changing Modes and Languages tutorials to learn how to do this. To access the analog output summary screen, from the home screen, use the navigation cross keys to select Analog Outputs, then press Enter. On the analog output summary screen that opens, please note that each row consists of one channel and its function, tag value, and units. Each channel also has a fault status light that will illuminate if the value of the output channel is in a faulted state. Remember, each of these channels corresponds to the similarly numbered output terminals on the back of the Vantage. To select an analog output channel to configure, use the navigation cross keys to highlight the desired channel. For this demonstration, we'll choose A06, then press Enter. The selected channel screen opens to configure the selected analog output channel. Use the navigation cross keys to highlight the output function box, then press Enter to open the output function table. Use the Adjust keys as many times as necessary to highlight the desired option. Then press Enter to select the highlighted option. Use the navigation cross keys to highlight the 4 to 20 mA value box. Next, press Enter to select the current value. Use the numeric keypad to replace it with the desired value, and then press Enter again to confirm the change. Use the navigation cross keys to highlight the 20 mA value box. To replace the current value, you can either use the numeric keypad like you did for the 4 to 20 mA value box, or you could use the Adjust keys to reach the desired value. If you want to rename the channel you're configuring, use the navigation cross keys to highlight the device tag box. Press Enter to select the current tag name. Use the numeric keypad to enter a new tag name, and then press Enter to accept the new tag name. Next, use the navigation cross keys to highlight the units box. If you want to enter a unit label to use with this channel, press Enter to select the current value. Use the numeric keypad to enter a new unit. Finally, use the navigation cross keys to highlight the AbleRead back fault box. Enable this function to issue an alarm when the analog channel has a fault. A fault will be determined if the current drops below the failure level or if the difference between the current detected on the source and return wires of the circuit is greater than 5%. To cycle through the analog output channels, press the black function keys below the left or right arrow buttons. To return to the analog output summary screen, either press the black function key below Summary or press Home or Escape. Then, to return to the main Vantage screen from the analog output summary screen, press Home or Escape. If you are finished using the Vantage for now, remember to exit configuration mode. You can also use the Vantage controller to force analog output values. This can be helpful in testing and troubleshooting. To do this, switch to either the Service or Configure User Level and put the controller into calibration mode. If you aren't sure how to do these things, refer to the Changing User Levels and Changing Modes and Languages tutorials. Once the controller is in calibration mode, return to the home screen, then navigate back to the analog output summary screen. Use the navigation cross keys to highlight any of the analog output channels, and then press Enter. Now that you are in calibration mode, a new Force Output button has been added to the menu bar. Forcing analog output values allows you to verify that the end device is reacting correctly to the signal it is receiving across the full range of values. Press the black function key below Force Output. A pop-up window opens. It shows you values corresponding to the output for state, as well as to visual gauges for the debated and milliamp source value. To enable forcing, press the black function key below Enable Forcing. You can now adjust the debated value of the channel. To do so, use the navigation cross keys to highlight the manual adjust box. Use the adjust keys to change the value of the demand manually. The demand gauge should reflect the changes you make. You can also change the debated value by using Go To Values. To do so, press the black function key below commands. A new set of buttons, Go to Minimum and Go to Maximum, displays on the menu bar. Use the navigation cross keys to highlight the Go To Value box. To change the current value in the Go To Value box, either use the adjust keys or press Enter. Use the numeric keypad, and then press the black function key below. The demand gauge changes to the Go To Value at the rate defined by the value in the force rate box. The other Go To buttons can be used to drive the demand to the minimum and maximum values of 4 and 20 mA. You can also change the values in the gain and offset boxes to calibrate the signal for a properly wired and functioning circuit. The debated gauge and value box should match the milliamp source gauge, and the read-back box should also match demand as the value the software is requesting, milliamp source as the value measured at the positive terminal for the channel, and read-back as the value measured at the negative terminal. When you are done forcing outputs, press the black function key below Exit. Press the black function key below Save Settings. Then disable the forcing by pressing the black function key below Disable Forcing. Now, close the pop-up window by pressing the black function key below Close. Remember to exit calibration mode. You now know the basics of the configuration and calibration of analog output logic. Please be sure to view the other tutorials for more information.